Hi and welcome back to my channel. Now if you caught my last video, you would have seen how I put together these fabric candles. So if you missed that video, I'll have a link up here and you can watch how I made them. Now I've been to the Opshop and I found this roll of foam and I thought, oh, I could use that to roll up in these candles. And when I got it home, it was only $1. It was only $1. And I thought, well, when I get it home, I'll roll it this way, you know, cut a length and roll it that way. And then when I got home, I undid it and look at it. Oh my goodness, it's embossed foam. And I thought, oh gosh, I can't cut that up. Look at it. That would go awesome on a junk journal cover, wouldn't it? Because it's really light and you could paint it. Oh, I couldn't believe it when I seen it. Like, who puts that on the wall? Maybe they paint over it and I don't know, but there's a huge roll of it there. With a gorgeous, see, I was going to roll it this way, but I thought it was just plain foam. The things you find at the Opshop, my goodness, the things you find. Okay, we'll put that aside for now and I'll think about that one. Alright, I did get an alternative. I was using this felt and I don't want to use all that up because it's the one that you iron onto. So I want to save that. So I just got some pieces of felt and I thought, well, that will do. And there weren't many pieces in the packet. There was 2 blacks and 3 that colour. So and I do have some other felt here, but I couldn't find it. I think it's under the table. Anyway, I bought these and we'll try this as well. I guess you could use foam sheets as well. So I do have some foam sheets and that would work too. You could just roll it up. Yeah, that would work perfect too. So whatever you've got that's soft and you could roll up. I mean, if you haven't got that, just use your stuffing. But I didn't like using the stuffing because I just thought it's not, it's going to be lumpy. And just the roll gave me a nice straight edge. So we'll stick with these things. I think we'll stick with the felt for now until I run out of that. Right, now I've got some other bits and pieces. I've got some just doilies, whatever fabric you want to use, and I'm going to have a go with that. I might have a go with this one first. I've got a few different ones here that I could cut up. These come out of my cut up. This one would look awesome. So let's have a go with this one and we'll see how that goes. All right, I'm going to fold this. Felt is really thin. You want something a little bit thicker, so I'm just going to fold this. This is an A4 size. I'm just going to fold it in half and then start rolling it like that. And I think I'll have to use the whole A4 for this candle. Yeah, but that's okay. All right, so what do I need? Let's get my scissors out. Let's cut some fabric. I'll just see how much I need of fabric. I won't need much at all, but I want to try and catch some of that picture. So let's cut it up here. And I mean, if you want to, you could just sticky tape this up. I might do that because you don't see any of this. So let's just put some sticky tape on to hold it so it won't spring open. Put one down the center so it covers that. Oh gosh, get off. Covers those. Oh, come on. So it covers those lines. Just don't want to see those lines, you know, under the fabric. Right. We might need to cut it down, who knows yet. So, what I want to do, you've got to sort of figure out how long you want your candle to. That's going to be a long candle. I might cut a little piece off. Yeah, that's better. Right, so I want to see how much of, or where I want to, this pattern to come around. I want to see this pattern. It's beautiful. So, but you know, you could just roll your fabric up, you know, and see. You don't have to. Where's it gonna go? Okay. I feel like it's going to. So I want it this long. I'm gonna have to cut a piece off here, I think. Let's rip it. Nice. Okay, and we've got a couple of little bits there you can save for later. And let's roll it up. Yeah, that looks pretty. Okay, one end. Okay, I'm going to cut this off one end because one end is going to be sewn in, sewn up, and I'm going to do something different with the top end this time. I'm going to leave the this edging on the top this time, and let's get some thread. Let's thread up a needle. Okay, I'm going to cinch this end up, and I'm just real basic. It's just doing a little running stitch around the edge of the fabric. Some of your layers might be doubled up, but that's okay, they'll go through. And there's nothing hard here, but they look amazing, so give them a go. Okay, so I'm just going to cinch that up like that. Okay, and then just do a few stitches across just to tighten it up. You don't see this bit, that this bit will be in, sitting in something, you know, in your container, or but if you are just going to leave it as a plain candle, just do this little bit neatly, because it could be for someone's birthday. Okay, so I've cinched that up, and then I'm just going to go back to the edge of the fabric. Okay, and find my you know, the edging, and I'm just going to put some little cross stitches in it, I think, just wibbly wobbly cross stitches. They don't have to be perfect at all. It's just to secure off the edge of your fabric. And this is where you could do whatever you want. You could make it real fancy. You could do your fancy stitching. If you want the this to be shown on the candle too, that I would do like a fancy stitch. That would be cool. Okay, so instead of going right to the top, I am going to, I can feel that's the top of the felt there. So I'm going to do a running stitch around where I can feel the top of the felt. Alright, we'll get our running stitch in. Running out of thread. And then we'll pull that tight. So it looks like a little present on top, you know, like a little like a little lolly sort of thing on top. Like just a gathered in. Okay, so we've got it gathered in on the top. Just put one more knot in that. Alright, cut that off. Alright, that is the basics of the candle done. I might just cut that where it's coming up. Okay, so I've got a little tuft on the top. All right, now to look for a flame, I'm going to use a piece of red. Some of this stuff I ironed onto that yesterday when I made the other candles, and this time I'm going to stitch them. I'm not going to glue them. So let's cut some flame out. Okay, I want this to stack up the same way as yesterday, but it will be stitched. So I might put a little flame in of this stuff in here. I mean, I could you could iron on any sort of fabric to do this onto your felt. So make sure it is a felt one, because it's going to give it stability. Okay, and that's what you need with the flame, a bit of stability. Okay, for the backing of that flame, I've just got another piece of fabric. I want to take a piece off, and then I'll have to plug my iron in, because I'm going to put this onto the felt. Oh gosh, where's the cut end? Okay, this is a really pretty piece of, looks like some sort of jacquard. And I'll Join that onto a piece of this felt that's got the iron backing on it, you know, the glue backing on it. Okay, let's iron this on. Now I'm just wondering, I'm going to try 2 different methods here just to see which one is the best. Okay, I can use my circle like I did in yesterday's, so we'll give that a try. And I want to try just to see what it looks like. Oh gosh, I'm actually cutting. And we'll try a yo-yo flower. I think that could look nice too. Why aren't you cutting? Oh gosh, didn't like that jacquard. There we go. Right, so we could use our fabric like this, like we did with yesterday's, or I can cut a piece of fabric and make a yo-yo. Let's try that as well. Not quite as big as that, and I think it would work if it was the fabric was right, the right type of fabric. So I don't know whether I'll use that. I might not use it. You can use it. I think you would have to use something thin, some thin fabric. Probably a little bit too thick, but it worked. It was the first time I did it and it worked, so nice. Right, I'm going to go ahead with this and I'm going to sew on my flames. I'm just putting little stitches all the way around. Okay, I'm going to fan that out. I'm going to put some hot glue in there. I'm going to cheat because I can. And get that going so I can finish it. I don't need to stress over it. Let's iron this and see how flat it goes. Yo-yo flower would look gorgeous in there. Probably a little bit bigger than that actually. See if you had a yo-yo flower there, that could look really pretty. Well, I hope you're all having a great weekend. This is Sunday here, and my husband had got called to work, so I've taken the dog for a walk and I've tidied up, and I thought I would come back in here and do something. Just so I've got, you know, I can just try and get my head back in the game, which is really important for me, because I'm a creative person, and I hate it when I've got a creative block. So frustrating. Now you could go ahead and you could put some of this sort of stuff on it too. This is, I've seen people actually slow stitch this on as well. That could look quite pretty. I'll just fiddle with that while this thing is heating up. Don't you spew all over the place. Sort of like that. Right, let's right, let's do that. You could sew this. Here's me saying I was going to sew everything. Oh gosh. For those purists who love to do everything slow stitched, go ahead and sew it. I like to take a few shortcuts. I like that. It's just got a subtle look behind it. I do like that. I wonder whether just a little, I might put a button or something on there. Maybe that could look cute. I could. A little star, that could look cute. A little star. Gosh, let's just glue it on. I'm not one of those slow stitch purists, I'm sorry. Sometimes I just need my projects done. I don't need to fiddle too much. Alright, now what we're going to do is just open up this little lolly wrapper top. I'm going to find my front. I want that to be the front, so I'm just going to put a good amount of glue in there, and then I'm going to sit that so that the glue sort of that little wrapper comes up around it. Just wait a few seconds for it to do its thing. And then you could trim it up. I might trim just the front a little, so I can see that button just a little bit more, like that. What a cute candle. And look at that, look at the stitching on there, and I didn't do any of it. So cool, I didn't do any of that. That's the benefit of using an old doily or something that has already been stitched. You don't have to. How cute is that? That is so cute. Alright, I really want to do another one. Alright, what next? Let's have a look at what I've got here. Look at this one. Wouldn't that make a gorgeous, gorgeous one? This stitching would be like that. This is pretty too. I'm sort of don't know whether to cut it up like that, but I don't want to hoard things either. But that would make a beautiful, beautiful candle. This would too, like going around it. Or just use this as a, you know, you could go around and do a beautiful candle like that as well. Catch some of those flowers. They'd be so pretty. I've got a Christmas one here too. Could use that. Put a big rose on the front. That would look gorgeous. And I've got a couple of another colour, and then another cross stitchy sort of one. Really, I sort of want them to match a bit, so maybe I should do this. Yeah. All right. Let's. Where did my felt sheets go? Okay, this is how I have sewn these two flames, and I've just real basic stitching with some little just straight stitches out from the flames. And I think I'll make this the focal one. I don't think I'll put any, I don't know whether I'll put any, what's the name on that? Maybe I could add a button or two. I don't want to overdo it. Love these little blue buttons. These are just gorgeous. You have a blue flame, don't you? That could look pretty. It could look pretty in the one that's got the blue in it. That's going to add some nice little pops of colour. Alright, is this glue gun behaving itself for me? Alright, I'm just going to glue these buttons on. Come on. Then let's find the front. Sort of want this as the front, I think. Just open up this. clip that down a little. So we can see our flame. And then this one, I didn't have much to play with on this one, but let's get it on, and I'm running out of glue stick. Oh gosh, let's try and get this on. Get a little bit more glue out of you. Let's have a look at what we've done. That's going to be our middle one. And they're the 3 candles that I've made. Oh, they're so pretty. They're so pretty. I don't know whether I'm sold on that on it. I don't know whether to take it off or... Oh, look, I'll just leave that on. But I think if I made it again, I'd just make it to match these ones. Nice. Alright, I'll clean up and I'll be back. Okay, so these are the candles that I've finished this time, and they're just gorgeous with the already stitched fabric. I didn't have to stitch anything. So I've been taking some photos of them, and I'll show you this one. Sorry about the shadows. And then we've got this first one. This candlestick holder came from my mum's place with the abalone on it, and I just love it. I love it. Okay, so these are the 3 candles that I did today. Love how they came out, and they're just using doilies. I did a little bit of stitching on the flames, and I ended up taking the glitter stuff off that. I just wanted them to all sort of matching. So they're the 3 that I got done today, and they were really fun to do, and just, you know, fun to drag out some of these doilies that I've collected up and do something with them. They could be given away as gifts. These you could even stamp on somebody like happy birthday onto here, or before you start, or you could just give them as a gift in something, you know, really pretty like this that I found from the Opshop, and then you just sit it in and you've got your little gift. And I just love the vintage stitching from the doilies on this. I just think they are so pretty. If you haven't already, please like, share and subscribe. I would love to have you here on my channel, and leave me a comment below. Tell me what you think of these doily ones that I've done today. Look, these could be done with any type of fabric, and your imagination is the limit. So I hope you've enjoyed watching how I did these, and I will catch you again soon. Take care. Bye.